Hello guys, Smart right here with another deck. So here we go. Deck tutorial. Psi Vendread. So let's go over how this deck works. So I bought the new structure deck and we're using Psi Reflector in the spell. So let's go over this. 3 Slayer. When it's sent from the field to the graveyard after it's been ritual summoned successfully, you add 1 ritual spell from your deck to your hand, and then you get to send any Vendread from the deck to the graveyard. Generally, you're going to send Houndward or another ritual monster, unless you're playing Anima, but in this build we're not. Alright? Also, what your opponent may not know is when they battle this thing, you can use this during the damage step, banish a Vendread monster from your graveyard, or actually it can be any zombie, and then gain this thing 300 attack. So sometimes your opponent does not know that, so that can come in handy. 1 Vendread Executor. Executor is really good because it can prevent your other monsters on the field from being targeted. Also, it's a 3,000 beater. If your opponent destroys this thing, then you get to add any Vendread card from your deck to your hand. Can be Revenants, can be Houndward, or any ritual spells, or Vendread monster, doesn't matter. Even Knights. 1 Battlelord. Battlelord's really good because Battlelord allows us to basically become a shock master if you play the TCG on field. You declare either monster, spell, or trap. Your opponent cannot activate cards with that type for the rest of the turn. They have to chain right to this effect or it's a no-go for them. Great way to shut down battle traps or even ritual beasts because it essentially becomes a samurai destroyer and you run over all their ritual beasts and then they can't get their effects. 2 Revenants. When this card on the field is tributed for a ritual summon using a Vendread monster, you get to banish a special summon monster that's on the field. Oh, also I want to bring up one more thing. Its second effect is when the ritual summon card is sent from the field to the grave, you get to send 1 Vendread card from your deck to the graveyard, Vendread monster, and you get to add 1 Vendread ritual monster, any of these from your deck to your hand. So keep that in mind as well. So this one banishes a special summon monster on the field, while your Houndward will banish the opponent's back row. So this is really good for dealing with their Dark Lords that they special summon, any of the Black Wings, most of the invokes except for Cositus. And then Houndward could deal with Palace, Element Training, any back row that would be problematic, Sanctified, Whirlwind, you know it. 3 Psi Reflector. So the combos we have are you summon Psi Reflector, you add Assault Beast, discard to get Assault Mode, and then you can synchro summon to anything here. The main combo, turn 1, what we do is we normal summon Psi Reflector, search Assault Beast. After that, we discard it for Assault Mode, summon him back as a level 6, and then we synchro into a 7, Ancient Fairy Dragon. Since we're using the skill straight to the grave, that allows us to activate Wasteland, immediately giving all of our zombies a 200 attack and defense boost, which comes in handy occasionally. But what the main use of this is when we summon Ancient Fairy Dragon, we can pop our Wasteland and then we can search our Vendread Knights. So following off on that combo, we pop Wasteland, get Vendread Knights, then we'll discard a ritual monster or any of our Vendreads in our hand, or just any card in general, because Vendread Knights can do that. You can even discard to Assault Mode if you're desperate enough. And then, Vendread Knights will allow us to search our Revenants. We'll go ahead and set it, because the best way to do it, so that way your opponent cannot react sometimes fast enough. They don't have their toggle on. And then, you catch them off guard, and then you play your Vendread Origin to summon out any of these ritual monsters, so generally the one you would send from your hand to the graveyard with Knights. And then, with Origin, you go into your monster, and then you have the Revenants set up. And you may say, well, how am I going to get Revenants on the field in that combo? You use Ancient Fairy Dragon's effect. Ancient Fairy Dragon allows us to special summon a level 4 or lower monster from our hand. But we cannot conduct the battle phase. Going turn 1, your battle phase is inactive, it doesn't matter. So really good combo. Also, we can go into Samurai Destroyer if we need to against Ritual Beast, but we generally have our Battlelord. Rayonic to bounce back Every and other problematic cards that really want to go back to the extra deck. So another good card to bounce back to the extra deck might be Desire. Well, that would go back to the hand, not the extra deck. But if you fear Teska, but just good to bounce back any cards that you really want in the extra deck instead. Black Rose to nuke the field. Red Dragon's Archfiend, really good against Dark Lords. And then Dragon Mech to round it up. And if our card gets destroyed by a card effect, then we can get back our Psi to our hand. Alright? So that rounds that up. Houndword, like I said, banish the back row. Now, Origin and Evolution. Origin, both of these summon from the graveyard. Now, the difference is, Origin banishes from the graveyard, and Evolution sends from the deck. But with Evolution, you can only send one monster from the deck to the graveyard. So don't try to summon Executor by sending these two from the deck to the graveyard, two Revenants. It's not going to work. Alright? So generally, oh, and also these both can tribute from the hand and field. Both of them. Alright? So generally, your turn 1 play without your Psi Frame would be, you would activate Evolution in an ideal hand. Summon your Slayer by sending another one from the deck to the graveyard as your cost. Then you're going to go ahead and activate Vendread Origin. Tribute Slayer that's on the field. Special summon the Slayer that's in your graveyard. Then you're going to use your Slayer's effect to send generally your Houndword if you have Executor in hand. Then you would send Houndword from the deck to the grave. Add another Origin. Then discard another Vendread card. Summon back your Houndword. Activate Origin. And then summon your Executor. And with Houndword on the field, with Houndword as a resource, then used for the tribute, you can bash any of the back rows. So you can give a lot of decks fits that way. And then you have your Vendread Knights. So Vendread Knights allows us to attack all monsters on the field once each, as long as we banish a Vendread from the graveyard. So each time you want to gain an additional attack, you have to banish an additional Vendread. So it's not just banish one, you have to banish, attack, banish, attack, banish. But where this card really shines is against decks like Ritual Beasts and Dark Lords. So it's kind of like Purgatrio without the piercing, but you can attack everything. So really good. Alright, in Assault Mode we really don't need to discuss. Alright, we don't really need to discuss that. So this is really good. Also, I want to bring up with Evolution is the monster that you summon with Evolution will be destroyed next end phase. But if you have an Origin in the graveyard, you can banish the Origin to keep the monster on the field. So that's something you want to keep in mind. Alright? Now, Origin also has that effect. Like I said, you can keep it on the field. Origin can banish to protect your monsters, so it's kind of like a Machine Angel ritual. Alright, let's get into some of the replays. Because I have a few of them that I want to show you. Oops. Bones vs. Yama and Yugi. Here we go. Now this is where things start to get spicy. Alright? This was against Dark Lords. Alright, straight to the grave. Now turn 1, we just set and end. We're going to wait him out because I wasn't sure if he was playing Invokes. Banishes our Wasteland. Summon Psi Reflector. Psi Reflector is going to search us for a beast. Discard Assault Beast. Get our Assault Mode activate. Having no idea what he set, we go Assault Beast. And then we're just going to go right into our Vermilion Dragon Mech. Oh, this wasn't Dark Lords. I'm sorry. I know one of them we played was Dark Lords, so I'm just getting so crossed up with the Yami Yugis. But this was Invokes, and we just go for lethal. We also had that Revendread Slayer on the field, equipped with our Revenants, so we can banish any special summon monster that he went out with, except for an Invoke Osiris. So if you went for Purgatrio, we had that banish as well. Alright, so this is against Sarah. Now this tool, I think I make that first turn play with the Ancient Fairy Dragon. So this is where things get really hype. Yes. Alright, so we normal summon Psi Reflector. Psi Reflector gets us our Assault Beast. Discard Assault Beast. Add to our hand Assault Mode activate. Activate Psi Reflector. Summon. Synchro Summon. Ancient Fairy Dragon. Ancient Fairy Dragon, pop the Wasteland. Search Vendread Knights. Activate Vendread Knights. We're going to discard Battlelord. Search Revenants. Activate Ancient Fairy Dragon's effect to special the Revenants. Go Origin. Tribute our Houndhorn in hand, along with the Revenants on the field. Now we have that special summon ability. However, Origin cannot protect Vendread Battlelord because it's a Vendread, not a Re-Vendread. So keep that in mind. So, in response to him attacking, we decide to protect. Yeah. Alright, so we're going to go off here into our Slayer. He goes Pulse Mines. Wave of Enlightenment. Attacks. He's going to kill our monster. He's playing Death Spots. So he goes off, activates his Death Spot 4's effect to summon 2 monsters. Slayer's effect adds Origin, dumps another Battlelord. We're just deck thinning at this point. Top deck Evolution. Search for Revenants again. Evolution to summon Battlelord. We tribute the Ancient Fairy Dragon because its level exactly equals 7. Summon Revenants. Activate Origin. Tribute on field. Banish Engrave. Go for Executor. And we also have Knights, so pay very close attention. We can attack everything. And then he just scoops it up. Really powerful there. Just dominated him. Just showing you how consistent Revenants is in this deck. We only need to play 2. Alright, so we go turn 1 again. Straight to the grave. Don't open up as ideal. Activate Origin. Summon Slayer. It's got 2600 attack with protection, so that's still solid. Goes Blaze Man. This guy was a top 100 player. He was playing a fun deck with Miracle Fusion in it. So goes Shining. We're going to let him kill our Slayer. Slayer's effect activates. Just keep deck thinning. That's the key. Get to what you want. Top deck Revenants. Activate Origin. And we go right into our Vendread Executor. Executor banish. 3,000 to the face. We got protection in the grave. Hero Flash. All I can do is set and end. Top deck Psi Reflector. Psi Reflector. Search Assault Beast. We couldn't use our Psi Reflector to synchro because we already had activate in hand. However, we could synchro with our Executor to go for Vermilion Dragon Mech. So, people will just scoop the Psi Reflector sometimes. They'll just think that you have combo and then they'll just scoop. They don't even wait to see what you do. So, you can take advantage of those situations. I have more decks coming out with Psi Reflector. I love this deck. If you want to see more exciting Psi Reflector content, go check out my bro Stephen Freshy. Subscribe and follow him. Subscribe to him on YouTube. Follow him on Twitch. And Chopper200. Subscribe to him on YouTube. Follow him on Twitch. They both have amazing decks with Psi frames. Steven came out with an absolutely amazing deck with the Metaphys Psi frame engine. I mean, not Psi frame. Yeah. With Psi engine with Psi engine with Metaphys, which was an absolutely amazing deck. So definitely check them out for that deck. They both came out with Banishment, a Dark Lord version of the deck, so check that out. So they came out with amazing decks. I know Chaba had a Counter version and the Buster Blader version and the Thunder Dragon version, so you want to check those out as well. Alright? So that's it. Until next time, Smart Rise.